Hi, I'm Lauren and I'm going to show you ClearPack 7 today. Now 7 is looking at pronouns. So pronouns is another topic that we work with children, and when we work on pronouns it's always good to make sure first of all that the child understands the difference between boy and girl. Who is your teacher, girl or boy? Who's daddy? Who's mummy? Or who's your brother, boy or girl? It's good to make sure they understand that, because if they don't understand the difference between boy and girl, he and she are going to be tricky. So assuming that they understand boy and girl, we would then encourage them to start using the words he and she instead. So when describing a picture, we might say, the boy is kicking the ball or the girl is eating ice cream. But, we can move on from the boy and the girl and start using he and she. These are pronouns. So when we start off with pronouns, it's always good to make sure again that they understand that the boy is he and the girl is she. So I'm going to show you how I would use ClearPack 7 in therapy, which focuses on pronouns. So here's a picture of a boy and a girl in ClearPack 7. Now these are paper-based resources, and we use these quite a lot with children because it's really good to check their understanding and check their spoken language in regards to he and she. Now, first of all, I would say, where is the boy? Make sure they point to the boy. And where is the girl? Girl. Okay. And I would make it clear that for the boy, we say he. For the girl, we say she. And I would really emphasize those. Now I might say, so where is she? And hoping that they will understand and point to the girl. And if I said, where is he? Again, pointing to the boy. Now, if that's a bit inconsistent, I would stick at that level for a little while. And maybe in books or in other pictures or in the classroom or at home, just pointing out boys are he and girls are she. And then once that's established, I would come back to this ClearPack. Now, in this ClearPack, we also have they. Now they is I explain it to them like they is lots of boys and girls or more than one. So we have he, she, and they. Now again, I might say where's they, where's he, and just want them to point. But to begin with, I'm going to take they out. Okay, and we're going to keep it simple with he and she. Now in this ClearPack, we are going to use insects. So we've got bee, ladybird, spider, butterfly, there's lots. And again, I would name them with them so they know them all. Snail, worm. Again, I would go through, establish the vocabulary, make sure they understand what these bugs are. Now, I'm going to just say an instruction and see if they can follow it. So I might say, she caught a butterfly. And what I want the child to be able to do is to grab the butterfly and put it in the net. So she caught a butterfly. And then I might say, who caught the butterfly? And then they usually would say, she did. And that's great. Now, if they put it in this one by mistake, I'd say, oh, listen again, she. And then they would move it over. Now, again, I would say, he caught the bee. So again, looking for the bee to go in his net, and then encourage them to say, if I said, who caught the bee, and they say he did or something like that, that's great. Or they might say the boy, which is okay, but again, we're looking for he and she as their focus, as their target words. Now if this is easy for them and you are using they, that's great. You can do it with they as well. They caught a worm. Fine, brilliant. Who caught the worm? They did. Great. Now again, we have these little cards. And the little cards are great because they give us the instruction to give them, and then they can double check their work by comparing the picture to what they've done. So again, we can hold these little cards, and there's lots of them. There's a big pile of them, and we can give the instructions from these cards. And then again, once they've done it, they can compare their answer, which sometimes helps because it gives them a visual. And don't forget, you can give the child the card as well and let them be the teacher. They could hold the card and you can say to them, okay, tell me what you want me to do. And they might say, she caught the spider, or she spider, something like that. And then you can follow that instruction. Now at the moment, we've just got a net. Okay, now if we want to make it harder, we can give them a bucket. And that just adds another choice to the instruction. So now they have to listen for he or she, and they have to listen for the bug, and they have to listen for the net or the bucket. So I might say he caught a spider in the bucket. So again, they have to pick the bug, pick the he, and put it in the bucket. So this is a 3-choice instruction. So that just makes it a little bit harder. But again, to start off, I would take away the buckets and just concentrate on the net and concentrate on the he, she, and they. Or if that's too difficult, just the he and the she. And you don't need to have all the bugs. If you just want to use a few that they know, that's fine too. You can make it as basic as you can. Just every child's different, so we're just going to start off with what they know and build from there. Now, once you've established that they have a good understanding and a consistent understanding of he, she, and they, you can then begin to introduce his, her, and their. That's their possession pronoun. So again, I might just start off with he and she, and now we're going to think about his and her. And again, before I start with the instructions, we might just talk about these words, saying, oh, look, this is his net, and this is her net. And I might say, oh, show me his net. And again, see if they can point. Where's her net? Now, if this is too hard, again, I would start off with everyday situations, talking about his and her. Like, oh, look, there's his coat. Or look, can you show me her shoes? And just in everyday situations, go about starting to use those target words. But once we're here and we're on this stage where we're using ClearPaks, we're going to start with instructions like, can you put the ladybird in her net? So again, grabbing the ladybird and sticking it in her net. Oh, where did you put it? Her net. Okay. Now again, if you want to make it harder, you can add those buckets. And now say, can you put the bee in his bucket? Okay. And again, you can use your little cards as cues if that helps. Now, again, if that's too easy, you can incorporate there. So you could say, can you put the ladybird in their net? Okay, in her net, his net, there's lots of options. This can, you can use this in a variety of ways, and it can take a lot of time. So, just doing a few here and there would be great. But again, this is going to help support their understanding of language, their understanding of he, she, they, his, her, their. We can do it 2-word level, 3-word level. There's a lot of options here. Now again, they can play teachers, they can have the little ones and give you the instructions. So this can be used in a variety of ways. So I hope that makes sense when it comes to thinking about he, she, they, his, her, their, using ClearPaks 7. Now remember all the ClearPaks, if you ever get one for homework from the speech and language therapist or assistant, they do come with instructions as well. Okay, hope this was helpful for you. Bye for now.